Hi everyone, so welcome to today's yoga class, which is yoga for hiking or running, or if you're doing a lot of walking. So it's going to be a heavy emphasis on opening up through the calves, the hips, and the shoulders in case you're carrying a pack with you or carrying groceries or whatever else you might be carrying as you are walking or running or hiking. So the one prop you might want to use is a rolled up towel. It doesn't really matter what kind. It can be a yoga towel or a regular towel or even a small blanket. So we're going to start by putting it to the side and we're going to begin on our backs. So beginning on your back, bringing hands to the knees and taking some small circles here in either direction, just releasing that low back. Sometimes a lot of pressure and weight can be put into the low back as you do activities like hiking, running, or walking. Just opening up that area, moving slowly and gently in either direction. As you're ready, bringing the left foot down to the mat. If you like extending the leg, or if your legs are tighter, keeping that knee bent, hugging behind the right thigh, and then pointing and flexing that right foot. Drawing the shoulders towards the mat, creating length through the spine. Keeping that foot pointed, taking a deep inhale, and as you exhale, engaging the core, coming up as high as you can on that leg. And then rolling the spine back down. And switching legs here, left leg extended, pointing and flexing the foot. The next time the foot is pointed, taking a deep inhale, and exhale, core engaged, reaching as high as you can on that leg. And then slowly rolling the spine back down here. Drawing both knees into the chest and taking a happy baby here. So knees open. If the hips are tight, maybe just holding on to the feet or the ankles here. Staying here for some time, or if you'd like, holding the outsides of the feet. Knees bent, heels pressing towards the ceiling, low back towards the mat. If you'd like, extending one leg, creating a deeper bend through the opposite. Having a little bit of movement here in your happy baby. Opening up through the hamstrings. On an exhale, heels back towards the hips, hugging behind the thighs. And taking a few rolls here, back and forth, rolling out the spine. And the next time, as you're ready, rolling all the way forward. And coming on to your belly here. So coming down into a Sphinx. Shoulders above the elbows, or elbows about an inch in front of the shoulders, somewhere along there. Pressing into the forearms, chest lifting, elongating through the chest. Drawing shoulders back. If you'd like, doing some half circles here. If you notice there's tension through the neck from carrying anything. Or maybe there's just tension in the neck in general. Releasing that here. Bringing the head and neck back to center, pressing into that left palm, extending the arm, and then sliding right arm through. We're going to open up through the shoulder. So if you can, coming down to the shoulder blade, maybe staying here on one side, resting the side of the head on the mat. Or if you'd like, crossing the arms, and then resting the head towards the center or forward here. Wherever you are, begin to come out of that. We'll be switching sides. So pressing into the right palm, extending the arm, sliding left arm under right, coming down towards the shoulder if you can. Maybe staying on one side. And crossing the arms through the center of the mat here. And you're ready, slowly coming out of that pose. And one more position here. So if you'd like, staying up on the forearms, or bringing right arm across the mat, resting the side of the cheek here, and bringing the left foot up if you can, reaching anywhere towards that foot, or maybe even flipping your grip if you can. Elbow facing up towards the ceiling, hugging that heel towards the body. So this might feel a little bit intense. Imagine tucking the tailbone here, deepening the stretch. 2 more breaths. And then releasing that leg, bringing left hand across, resting the side of the cheek down, and coming onto the opposite side here, right foot towards the body. As you're ready, releasing that here. And pressing your way all the way up into our first downward facing dog. If you notice that the legs are tight here, maybe taking a moment, pedaling them out. Lengthening through the spine, imagine pressing heels down. And then bringing the left foot towards the right heel. And see if you can draw the weight of that leg to lower the right heel a little bit further, opening through the calf. And releasing here, switching sides, right foot towards the left heel, using the weight of that leg, drawing the heel down, opening through the calf. And then both feet about hip distance, coming onto your knees into a toe stand. Checking that all the toes are tucked under. And then coming up here, hands resting in your lap if you'd like, shoulders down the back. So allowing the feet to open up from being cramped up in boots or shoes. Could feel a little bit intense. Utilizing the breath if that's the case. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Notice any heat building through the body. On an inhale as you're ready, coming back into down dog, walking those hands forward. Opening up through the back body, lengthening here. And on an exhale, stepping right foot between the hands at the top of the mat, taking a lunge here, really extending through that left heel, lengthening through the spine. And on an exhale, extending both legs, rounding the back body. On your inhale, sinking those hips down, pressing through that back heel, lengthening. And exhale, rounding, pressing into both heels. Taking a few more of these, alternating with the breath here. Moving as slow or as fast as you'd like. And the next time you come into that pyramid, shortening your stance, pressing both heels towards the mat, squaring hips forward. And we're going to come into a revolve triangle, so left fingertips towards the mat as you inhale, right hand coming to the side body, the hip, rotating the chest open, maybe staying there, or if you'd like, extending that right arm to the ceiling. They always say the poses that you like the least are the ones you need to practice the most. For me, this is definitely one of them. Revolve Triangle. As you exhale, rotating back down, lowering that back knee, and making your way into pigeon. So heel toe that right foot over to the side of the mat. Sinking the hips down. Taking a few breaths up here. Checking in with the weight between the hips. See if you can create an equal balance. If you'd like, making your way forward, resting forehead on stacked arms or fists or the mat. Breathing into any tightness through the outside of that right hip. Relaxing the shoulders, softening the jaw. As you're ready, waking your way back up. And as we transition here, we're going to come back into a kneeling position. So knees towards each other. We're going to use that rolled up towel or mat, placing it on the calves behind the knees and sitting back to the heels. So you might notice that it's pretty intense when you sit back using the towel. So there's extra pressure on the calves. If this is too much, you can use, you can just remove the towel and sit back towards the heels. If that's not accessible, if you have a block or if you have a thicker towel or blanket, you can place it between the legs and sit there. Lengthening through the spine. Allowing the body to release here. As you're ready to come out of this pose, coming forward, releasing the towel to your side. And then once again, meeting in downward facing dog. Maybe noticing any differences from when we started to now in the backs of the legs. On an exhale, stepping left foot between the hands, coming into that low lunge. Pressing through the back heel, slightly tucking the tailbone. Elongating through the spine. On an exhale, extending both legs, rounding through the back body. Inhale, sinking down, lengthening the spine. Exhale, rounding and extending the legs. Continue alternating with the breath here. Squaring the hips forward. And the next time you're going to come back to pyramid, shortening your stance, planting both feet on the mat, hips squared forward, rounding through the spine. On an inhale, coming into that revolve triangle, finding length through the spine, tenting the right fingers on the mat. Left hand to the hip as you rotate the chest open to the left. Maybe staying there, or extending that left arm to the ceiling. Continue pressing into the heels, rotating through the torso. On an exhale, releasing here. And making your way into pigeon once again. So lowering right knee down, heel toe, left foot over to the right side of the mat. Flexing that front foot as you release back toes down. Checking in with the weight of the hips, maybe moving slightly side to side. Trying to find even placement. Maybe staying upright. Or if you like walking arms forward, resting, forehead down. As you're ready to come out of pigeon, walking hands back in, tucking the back toes, pressing back to downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out those feet. And then on an exhale, stepping right foot forward, walking your way over with your hands to the side of the mat, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So toes slightly in, heels out. Releasing the upper body, and this is optional if you'd like. Interlacing fingers behind the back body, hugging palms together, and then releasing the arms as far forward as you can. Letting the upper body hang heavy. Maybe taking a slight twist side to side. Once you're ready, releasing those arms if they're back behind you. Begin to walk to the top of your mat and bringing feet together. Coming into a forward fold. So if you'd like, grabbing onto that rolled up towel and then stepping the first half of the feet onto the towel. Opening up through the calves a little bit more. Letting that upper body hang heavy here. Maybe gently rocking the head, yes and no. Breathing into the back body. So you're ready, firmly pressing into those feet, slowly rolling the spine up here on an inhale. One vertebra at a time, head and neck coming up last. Coming to mountain pose. And then stepping the feet wide here, toes out, heels in, preparing for our squat. On an inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, palms together, sinking all the way down. If you need to, widen your stance, creating space here to open the hips. And imagine drawing thumbs towards the sternum at the center of the chest. As you're ready, carefully coming out of this pose, sinking down into your seat. Bringing that rolled up towel to your side. And then we're going to come on to our spines for one final pose before Shavasana. Coming into a twist. So extending that right leg out on the mat, left knee towards the chest. And as you exhale, twisting it over to the right if you'd like, using that rolled up towel for support at the knee. Reaching that left arm out to your side at shoulder height, looking over the shoulder. On an inhale, looking up, coming back to center, extending left leg out, bringing that rolled up towel to your left side, right knee towards the chest, and on an exhale, twisting towards the left, right arm out to your side at shoulder height, hugging the shoulder to the mat, looking over that right shoulder. And inhale, looking back towards the ceiling, coming back to center, and then extending both legs out as you come into Shavasana. If you'd like, using that rolled up towel under the knees, or leaving it by your side. On your next inhale, picturing the number 3. As you exhale, watching the 3 dissolve, letting the body rest deeper into the mat. On your next inhale, picturing the number 2. As you exhale, watching the 2 dissolve, letting the face relax. Unclenching the jaw, keeping the mouth together. Letting the eyelids become heavy. Resting the space between the brows. On your next inhale, picturing the number 1. As you exhale, watching the 1 dissolve. Allowing the mind to settle back down here. Giving yourself this time to relax, restoring the body, knowing that I'll be here to guide you back out of Shavasana when it's time. So ready to come out of Shavasana. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. And then inhale, reaching right arm overhead, bending the knees. And take a few moments here as you roll onto your side, using the arm as a pillow. Whenever you're ready, pressing yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. Inhaling, arms overhead. And exhale, palms together, sealing your practice. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and I hope that you have an amazing day.